Hello, my dear students. How are you all? I hope that you all are doing well at your home. Okay, I am back with one more interesting topic of grammar, that is participles. Likewise, you know that we have taken this topic for non-finite verbs. We have been studying this from previous lectures where we have studied about two infinitives. Also, we have studied about gerunds. Okay, so in your previous lecture, what we have studied about gerunds, where I have told you that gerunds are basically what? They are partly noun and they are what? Partly verb. That is the reason they are called as what? Verbal nouns. Coming back to this topic, participles. When we talk about participles, okay, they are formed from verbs. That is why they are called as what? Verbals. Okay, so basic idea about participles, as I think we all have, because in from starting from 5th standard you are having this particular topic in your syllabus. Okay, so you are aware of it, what is participle and what are their types. It is not new to you, am I right? Okay, but since you have entered this 8th standard and it's like a level up, okay, so you need to understand it in a more different way, in a more detailed way, where you need to find which is the present participle and which is the past participle and all. Okay, so without getting late, without delaying it, let us study in detail what are participles exactly is. So as I given the introduction of this topic, that verbals are formed from what? Participles are formed from verbs. Participles are formed from what? Verbs. That is why they are called as what? Verbals. Now participles are basically divided into three types. The first one is the present participle, second one is the past participle, and third one is the perfect participle. Okay, so present, past and perfect. If you ask me about perfect participle, it is not actually exactly, it is not a type of a participle. On the other hand, it is actually a combination, a mixture of both present participle and past participle. Okay, so let us study them one by one in detail with the first type, that is present participle. So present participle, okay, it's an ing form of verb which acts as an adjective. Now what it is telling you? See, when I say present participle is an ing form of verb which acts as an adjective, means V1. Okay, V1 form which acts as an what? Which acts as an adjective. V1 form which acts as an adjective. Like for example over here, the creaking door woke up the sleeping baby. Here, this creak plus ing, right? Creak plus ing. Okay, this creak plus ing is modifying the noun what? Door. Which noun it is modifying? Door. Similarly, sleep plus ing. Sleep plus ing is modifying the noun baby. Okay, are you getting my point? When I say this, it's an ing form. See, it's an ing form of verb, okay, which acts as an adjective. Okay, here it is modifying what? A noun. This particular V1 form is modifying what? Noun. Okay, so in this way, present participle can be used. It helps in what? Finding this form, ing form of verb which acts as an adjective. Now it also helps in forming the continuous verb. Continuous verb. Continuous means present continuous, past continuous, future continuous, all the 6 continuous forms. Okay, all the 6 continuous forms can be formed with the help of what? Present participle. Like here in the example I have taken, he is reading a book. Is reading. Okay, now here I can also write was reading. Right? Here also I can write were reading. plenty of tenses where I can use this sentence reading, right? This V1 ing form where I can use in many ways. It is helping to form the continuous verb. Who is helping? Present participles are helping, or it can be taken for forming the continuous form. Now, it also helps in reducing an adjective clause into an adjective phrase. Very, very important point to be noted. Where it can be used, present participles are used, okay, to reduce what? An adjective clause into an adjective phrase. From an adjective clause to reduce to adjective phrase. As he was poor, he couldn't spend much on luxuries. As he was poor. Here it is what? It is an adjective clause. Now we want it to reduce it into adjective phrase. So what we can write over here? Being poor, he couldn't spend much on luxuries. Without changing the meaning of the sentence, what we have done, we have reduced an adjective clause to an adjective phrase. Here, being poor is nothing but an adjective phrase. Okay, see, where I have arrived this be. From where I have derived this be. See, what I have omitted, as I have omitted. He is the subject. Okay, now subject is also omitted. Was represents the be form, right? So be is what is the be form of this was. Okay, so now when I say V1 plus ing means be plus ing form. So what I have omitted subject, I have omitted as, and what I have written on that place, be poor, because was formed from that be form. Okay, you all know what are be forms. I don't have to teach you that part. Okay, that is understandable. So being poor is as it is, and he couldn't spend much on luxuries. So it helps, present participles help in reducing what? An adjective clause into an adjective phrase. Okay, understood? Okay. It is also used to mention the first action of the simultaneous actions. Now what it is saying, when there are two actions taken, okay, when two actions are going on, the first one which has been done, okay, the first one which has been done is taken, okay, and the other one is let go. ठीक है, हम क्या करते हैं यहाँ पर, जो पहला एक्शन पहले खत्म हो गया है, दूसरे एक्शन शुरू होने से पहले हम उसे कंसिडर करते हैं. उसे किस लिए कंसिडर करते हैं? प्रेजेंट पार्टिसिपल फॉर्म फ्रेम करने के लिए. लाइक हियर एन एग्जांपल, पुटिंग ऑन हिज जैकेट ही वेंट फॉर अ वॉक. पुटिंग ऑन हिज जैकेट, ओके, पहले जैकेट पहना, उसके बाद वो वॉक पर गया. What action he has done in the first place? Putting on his jacket. So it is the first thing that has been done, right? It is the first thing that has been done in the sentence. Then the another one, that is he went. समझ रहा है आपको क्या करना है? यहाँ पर हमें पहले दो अगर एक्शंस हो रहे हैं, उसमें जो पहला एक्शन कंप्लीट हो रहा है, the first action which has been done, okay, we have to take that, and the second one we have to let go. Okay, the second one, that is he went. So putting will be your what? On the basis of putting, you have to write that is the present participle. Okay, so in this way, in this different categories, in this different variations, we can form this present participle. Note it down, then we will study about past participles. Note down all the examples. Now we will discuss about past participles. So past participles are formed from the V3 verb. Okay, they end up like in the V3 verb, right? So the words ending, mostly ending like in get end, or where in the verbs we cannot put any change into it, like put, cut, hurt, and so on. There are plenty of verbs that cannot change their form, and most the irregular verbs like where t, en, d or ed can be used. So where we use it as the v3 form, okay, verbs third form, right? So it is used to forms the perfect tense with the have forms, okay, with the have forms. Now perfect tense means perfect tense in the sense like present perfect tense, past perfect tense, future perfect tense, okay. So this will have with this perfect tense with what have from forms, okay. Like here in this it is saying she has bought the flowers, okay. Have forms plus what, the perfect tense forms, okay, verb third form plus what, v3. Are you getting my point? How past participles are formed? It is formed with the perfect tense with what, have forms, okay, with the v3 plus v3. So she has bought the flowers. If we talk about the variations where it can be used, is like here it acts as an adjective also. Acts as an adjective means, see, his swollen ankle is aching. Here swollen represents what? And participle, right? Past participle. Here swollen. If I ask you a question, how is his ankle? The answer is swollen. So swollen is what? It is an adjective where it is modifying the noun. Which noun? Ankle. Okay, modifying the noun what? Ankle. So it acts as an adjective, right? When we frame certain past participle sentences, sometimes there is an inclusion of adjective. Here, like in this example, his swollen ankle is aching. Okay, it helps to form passive sentences also. How it helps? See, I can write it in any tense. Like their car was taken to the garage. Their car is taken to the garage. His car was taken to the garage. His car is being taken to the garage. Or any I can write over here either was or is. Okay. So past participles, okay, are formed to frame this passive sentences also. It helps to frame, it helps to form the passive sentences. So comparatively present participles, past participles are easy to find out and to understand. Okay, these are not that much difficult, right? So it's quite easy to find out the ed part, the v3 part. Okay, this was about past participles. Now let's see about the perfect participles. What are they? Now let's discuss about the perfect participles. What are perfect participles? As I told you that it is a combination of two, present participle and past participle. So it is formed, okay, by adding having to the past participle. This word having is added with the past participle, right? Like having read, having arrived, having slept, etc. So it is what, nothing but the word having plus v3. Okay, this is what, having plus v3. Here read becomes read, arrived, ed, slept, okay, sleep, v3 form is slept. So having read, having arrived, having slept, they are used to form what? By adding having to the past participle. It is also used to mention that one action has been already done before another takes place. Means one action is complete when the another action started. This is what? This is cause and effect. Cause and effect clause. This you will study in your higher classes. Okay, but for now I am just telling you about the basic that it is the one thing when one action is completely done before another action takes place. So this we call as cause and effect clause. So it is used to mention that particular action. Like here, having slept in the afternoon, she couldn't sleep till late night. Having slept, दोपहर में सोने की वजह से, okay, she couldn't sleep till late at night. So this action is already done, right? This action is already done. For answering this question, okay, the question, if a question can be framed on this sentence, like why she couldn't sleep till late at night, because of this action, what, having slept in the afternoon. So this part is already done in the past, right? So it's kind of perfect participle where we add this word having plus B3. Okay, are you getting my point? Let's see one more example. Here I have written, having traveled for long hours, he is taking rest. Having traveled for long hours. This is what? This is nothing but a cause and effect clause. Okay, both of them. This one also and this one also. This is what clause and effect sentence. Okay, having traveled for long hours, he is taking rest. My question is, why is he taking rest? Why is he taking rest? Because having traveled for long hours. Are you getting my point? To mention one action has been done before another action has been taken place. Okay, we use what? Perfect participles. Right? So it is also mostly used in written English. Written English to make it brief. See, all these participles can be used to make them reduce, or to make them used in to make it brief also. A sentence into a brief also, or it can be used to reduce also. So mostly these perfect participles, okay, these are used in what? Written English. This is also a higher classes topic, so I am not considering it, but you should be aware of this particular point, that yes, perfect participles or all of these participles mostly are used in what? Written English. So this was all about participles. I hope that you have understood the topic, because I have tried to make you understand in very simple way. Okay, do note it down, all the examples and the topics what I have included while explaining this. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Until then, good day students, take care.